That depends on a lot, doesn't it? It depends how much money you've got, and it depends how much money they're earning. If they're 23 and they're working at a very low paid job and you've got pots of money and live in a 5-bedroomed house, then you can understand why not. But it is good for people, young adults, to understand the cost of living. And there are a couple of ways you can do it, and it does depend on your financial situation. The first thing you could do is say, I am going to start charging you rent. Not a lot of rent, but I'm going to start charging you some rent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that rent, or depending on your, like I said, depending on your personal circumstances, I'm going to put a portion of that rent into a special savings account to allow you to save up for a deposit on when you move out, for your deposit on your rent. That depends how much money you've got, of course. They need to understand how much council tax costs and how much gas and electric and the broadband bill and all the rest of it cost. So it's worth having a chat with them. It depends, like I said, how much money you've got, because if you're struggling and they're earning quite well, they should contribute, because that's only fair. But you want them to understand how running a house works, because it will come as a shock if they don't. It's very easy when you've grown up not to realise that it's expensive running a house and that there are things that cost money. So you can sit them down, chat through what the bills are, show them bills so they understand, and say, now look, if I was going to be fair, I would ask you to pay half of this. If you were moving out, you would have to pay half of this. I love you, I'm your mother, I'm not going to charge you half. Or I love you, I'm your mother, but I can't afford to do this. I would be living somewhere half the size if you weren't here, depending on your circumstances. So I'm going to ask you to contribute, and take the conversation from there. You need to have the conversation. It's not fair not to.